ObaboJagga.
Your feet's in the shot. Can you move it out, please? A little bit more. Just like move it up toward your butt. There! Dragon Quest is a great game because it's clean and it's simple and it actually strives to be a cohesive and interesting to be in world. The most important of those three aspects, clean, simple, and existing. Shut up, Chris! Shut up, Chris! The most important of those three examples is the third one. It really feels like characters in the game would actually exist. Yuji Horii, the producer and creator of Dragon Quest, took time to actually think of a script for every single non-player character in the game. If you play even the first Dragon Quest for the Famicom, I mean, everything is interesting. It's fun to talk to people. The intrinsic fun is just hearing what people have to say. Because everything people have to say is relevant to the world that Dragon Quest takes place in. Let me give you some examples of my favorite instances where Dragon Quest really feels like a world. I'm Let's Playing Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King, currently. After a certain part of the game, I'm walking over this bridge. I enter a house. I see a grandmother at a loom. That's what it's called. She's on a loom, and I go up to talk to her. And she says, I haven't seen my daughter in such a long time. She's a maid working at the castle. Oh, poor travelers, if you ever see my daughter, tell her that I miss her, and I'm inquiring about how she is, etc., etc. Great, whatever. So that's kind of interesting, or not even really, but you know, it's just like, okay, this woman has a life and such. Then you walk on the path, and you get to this castle, and you need to be at this castle, and then you go, and it turns out the daughter, the maid, is a major character, and she asks you to go to her grandmother, and before she even tells you about who that grandmother is, you already know who she's talking about, because you walked past an old lady on your way to the castle who mentioned she had a maid daughter. Bam! And then the maid says, oh, you can find her just like south of here. It was just off this like little waterway, and bam, you already knew it. It's great. Another example, in Dragon Quest IV, you play as this burly guy with a big handlebar mustache, and he wears a pink suit of armor, and he goes to this cave, and he gets a best friend, Heel Slime. His name is Healy. Healy's dream is, I want to be a human. Humans are so kakui. And then later on in the game, like 10 hours pass, and it's a chapter-based game, so you're not even playing as that character anymore. But you run into that character, and then you run into a guy, and you don't even have to talk to him, but if you decide to talk to him, his name pops up, it says his name is Healy, and he says like, oh no, there's a guy, my friend is trapped in that castle. And it's like pretty neat little Easter egg that, you know, it's not even a major plot point, but Healy, he achieves his dream of becoming a human. And you can totally miss it. It's not important to anything, but it's really neat. He accomplished his dream. He became human, yay! It's great. My personal all-time favorite, funny like, wow, this game really acknowledges that I exist moment is in Dragon Quest VII, when after I save this artsy town from some danger, they reward me with all of their treasure. On the way to the town, I noticed that there was a bunch of treasure barred off, locked behind a gate that I couldn't get to. So I'm walking back, I save the town, and then I see the gate, and then I just decide to open it, or try to see if it was unlocked, and bam, it was unlocked. And then like, wow. And then I walked past, and I talked to the guard on my way out back to the portal, or whatever, and said, hey, feel free to take our treasure, thanks for saving our... Oh wait, you already took it. Wah! So like that guard acknowledged that I, the player, actually interacted with the world. That is such an easy thing to just skip over. No one needed to write a line for that guard after you you know, grab the treasure before he says go ahead and grab the treasure. That's just like a really super nice touch of humanity put into that one tiny insignificant character. It's amazing. Another thing in Dragon Quest VII is like north of this world, there's this bar. It's a small bar. Go into the bar, and the bartender's like, "That woman over there, you see her? She's always sitting alone." And like, what's her deal? And then this is like, okay, what's her deal? And then you go up and talk to the red woman, and the woman's like, "What? You never seen a woman drinking alone in a bar before?" And then you realize she doesn't have a problem. That's it. There's not a problem. People in the world don't have like quests in their head that they can just give you. I'm not saying this very well, but it's very human. A bartender sees a woman, and it's an RPG, it's a video game. You might think that him saying, "What's her problem?" should hint at the player that there is some objective that I can complete here. But then you go up to the woman and find out that her problems are none. They can sit wherever they'd like to, and because they can sit wherever they like to and can do basically whatever the heck they want, means that they have free will, and free will means that they can do whatever they want, and not just because they do whatever they want doesn't mean they have a problem. Dragon Quest doesn't baby you. Dragon Quest makes you feel like you, the player, are a part of a real world, and just because you're in it doesn't mean that everyone's problems have to come back and connect to you. You are just another person living in the world. You have an effect on certain people, but you aren't the big hero who saves everyone and solves everyone's problem. If you were playing Final Fantasy, you're probably the big sword-wielding jerk who sleeps in inns even though the meteor is going to crash down and kill everyone in like 2 hours or something, and just doesn't really care about anyone but themselves. And you know, everyone is like, "Oh, hail you," but like you don't even like care about anyone, and no one really feels alive most of the time. And you'll see lots of doors and lots of windows, but little sign of inhabitants and little humanity in anyone that you do find to talk to. So why is Dragon Quest good? Dragon Quest is good because its dialogue is real. It has way better dialogue than The Phantom Menace. George Lucas should really take a page out of Yuji Horii book. So Dragon Quest VII is being released for the 3DS soonish. Can you stop moving? It's gonna be released soonish for the 3DS. Dragon Quest VII is one of the greatest video game experiences I have ever played. It is not an epic, but it will take the average player around 100 hours to complete. But if you're like me, an expert veteran, it should take you only about 100,000 hours. So I recommend you pick up Dragon Quest VII. Yes. Dragon Quest is worth your time and is worth your money. And we are getting the opportunity to purchase Dragon Quest over in North America once more. It has been about 5 or 6 years since Dragon Quest has come out over here. So I highly encourage you to go out and buy it. This has been Beets. You know, thanks for watching. I need to come up with something better than that. Oh well. Shut up, Bella.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Is that like a cross between the purple thing from McDonald's and the Michelin Tyler man? They don't even talk! I wasn't the only one that was speaking. So wait, you're about to go into battle with this thing? Wow, I kind of feel like an asshole just walking up to someone, not saying anything, and then engaging in death battle to them.
So, okay, since we've got one pair already, we're gonna go for 7 pairs. Oh, we got 2 pairs. Okay. We are gonna go for 7 pairs this game. Look at that, we got 3 pairs already.
Okay. This looks really hard. Oh my gosh, it worked. Okay, we just cheesed this level so hard.